Hey, how's it going, YouTube? This is CreeperGreifer here, and with our brand spanking new member of CreeperGreifer, we decided to make another video. So, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, ExileofFyr is with me. We are playing a very, very old, well-known mod called the Stanley Parable. It is very good. I've played it before, but I've only ever done one path, and that was where you just blindly follow his instructions. So, because there's like a narrator person or something. I haven't played it in a while, but yeah. But we are both recording, and I'm going to edit our recordings together. So I'll put an annotation or something saying when to skip to if you want to see Exile's point of view. Anyway, let's get
Why don't you just
started.
put my recording in the corner of yours?
Because I don't know how to do that. If I find out how to do that, guys, I'll do it. But if not, I'll put an annotation in. So let's get going.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers.
My game kind of froze.
He never functioned well by himself and constantly
Actually,
needed
my
support
whole
and
computer
guidance
froze.
from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
I'm going to try my best not to talk while the narrator is. Ooh, look, no one's here. But I just found something out that I can't believe I haven't realised this before, but the door's closed behind you.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Help.
Screw that, I'm going right. Yeah.
This
yeah.
was not the correct
my
way to
game
the
crashed.
employee lounge, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. So he turned left at the first open door and walked back in the right
I'm gonna have to
direction.
be starting.
Screw that.
Wait.
I'm going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, God.
Maybe this is why everyone had left. No one wanted to be around someone as bad at listening as him. And since he was walking into the middle of nowhere and thus ruining the entire story, Stanley decided that he would punish himself. So when he came to the elevator and the doors opened, he stepped inside and pushed the button to go up.
Hold on, my game just crashed.
The elevator, it told me to go up in the elevator because I'm punishing myself. So, press the down button.
Oh, Stanley. You know, you really aren't going anywhere, and I don't say that deceitfully. I truthfully mean that there isn't a story down here. The story was back up where I told you to go in the first place. Right now, you're just running around looking
I
at
got a
empty
pair of,
halls. And frankly, that's perhaps even more infuriating for me.
mind.
So why don't you throw me a bone? Give me a chance and just let me tell the
It's
story
wanting
I
to
want
crash
tell.
again.
Lol. Well, that kind of sucks at you. Well, I am in a set of 2 doors.
Now listen
Blue
carefully.
one, red one.
This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm going through the blue door. Yeah.
Aha,
yeah.
perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
You should have went through the red door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's
just
out there? You want to
disobeying him.
find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
It's amazing. It's a
You see?
skybox.
It's
Yes.
nothing. No one's even built this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Screw you, narrator.
It's just a bunch of skybox and dead
game's
wall
actually
textures.
launching
That's
now.
it. Is this what you were looking for?
Yes, it is.
Was it worth ruining the story I'd written out for you?
Yep.
I put a lot of time into that, and now well, here you are now, just looking at nothing. To think that that's all I needed to make in the first place, just a whole lot of nothing, and you would have been happy. Well, hey, you still need a little something to do. Am I right? Here, let me load up another map. See if there's something in here that'll keep you occupied. Ah, here's one. Let's boot
Finding
this
me a
up.
map.
We'll see if you like it.
Wonder what happens. Ooh, loading. Loading, 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 loading. I'll be back when the loading screen is finished. Lol. And we are back. We're no longer playing the Stanley Parable, apparently. We are now playing Half-Life 2. Yay.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? I don't know why it would be.
The
This map
narrator's
wasn't
in
even
Life
made for
2.
you.
Everyone run!
At least I created a world specifically with you in mind. I wanted to make
Alright,
you a leading
my game
man.
is loading now.
This one, well, I'm afraid
That
you're on
took a
your
while.
own there.
Well, I guess I go through here. Where's the dude? Where is everyone? This isn't Half-Life 2 like I thought it was.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got his job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That, or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
If you do everything that he doesn't tell you to do, it's so funny.
Don't tell me what it does.
I won't, but I'm just telling you, it's funny as hell. Well, hell isn't very funny, but it's funny.
Hold up there, sport. I spent so long talking
No,
about
no,
you. Why don't we just take a break
don't
from
want
that and
to.
talk about something
No.
else for a change?
I want to go off.
Let's see. Well, according to Wikipedia, more than 90% of the night sharks caught off northeastern Brazil contain mercury concentrations higher than that considered safe by the local government. Now, this is fascinating. Don't you want to know more about the night sharks? Oh, no, of course not.
I'm gonna
All
see
you
what
want to hear
happens if
about
you
is
actually
yourself,
follow
isn't it?
his orders.
Well,
Okay.
fine. You haven't listened to me once so far. I can't expect you to turn that around now, can I?
Actually, I'm gonna listen to him from now and see what happens. So,
Is this the end of the line? I don't suppose this was a particularly fulfilling experience for you,
this?
considering not a single art aspect in this map was created with you in mind. But hey, you're a creative kid. I bet you can come up with a story about this place and why you're in it. And while you're doing that, why don't you think up an ending too? Because you certainly won't
I've already
find
thought
one
of an
here.
ending, good sir.
I'm afraid that's the long and short of it. This room and these walls are all you get. Maybe the story ends when you decide you can't live in this futuristic science fiction dystopia world, and you gallantly commit suicide.
Nah.
Or
Suicide
maybe you
isn't
stand
my
in this
nature.
spot for all of eternity to guide and greet other travelers like yourself who pass
Eeny,
this
miny,
way.
me,
Or maybe you just get bored and you quit the game. Heck, anything's an ending if that's where you stop playing.
Well, I'm gonna quit the game.
But
Joking.
whatever ending you write for yourself, Stanley, you won't have my help.
Well, screw you. 'cause
turned
This
your
is the
back
ending
on
I
me.
choose.
And now, wait,
Oh yeah.
hold on. What are you doing?
That door did not close behind
Stanley,
me.
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't
What happens
help
if
you.
I go through it?
This is funny.
How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
Actually,
what?
I want to trust him. I'll go back. Because I'm nice.
Use now.
He's telling me to come back, so I'm gonna come back. I can't get back though. I can't go back. It's impossible. Oh no. Well, I guess I have to run away then. Woohoo! Woohoo! Come towards the light. Towards the light. Towards the light. Well, this is interesting.
Let's go downstairs.
We still have so much left to. Well, that's quite. I think I might have killed the narrator people. I certainly can't hear him anymore, and none of the doors are shutting behind me like usual. Have I gone like insane or something in this? You know what, I'm gonna go this way for a change. I wonder what this even done. Like all
I
of
think
the
I
doors are
just got the
open.
bad ending.
Why? What happened? In fact, no. I'll just watch your video later. I can go up or I can go down. I'm gonna go up because up is nice, apparently. In my mind anyway.
Yep. I got the bad ending.
Well, I'm in the boss's room, so I can't really do much in here. So I guess I have to go down. Oop. Oop.
It's sad, I know. But all stories
no.
must come to an end. Of course, they say it's the journey that truly matters and not the destination, and I like that idea.
What? What?
We walk as much
Oh
as
God,
the places
no.
they lead us. Now, I don't know what sort of story you've ciphered out of that
narrator's
world
an
you've made
idiot.
for yourself, but I hope that being the leading man was everything it's cracked up to be. I know it can be a little hard getting around without someone looking over your shoulder, but this is simply the nature of freedom. Besides, I haven't really gone
Oh
anywhere.
God, no.
Maybe you don't want a guide, but I think I'll always
God,
have
no.
a place here at the end of every story.
No.
I'll step in and wrap things up with
I'm
a
dead.
nice piece of dialogue and a reflection on life that makes sense of whatever
I
path
died.
you've chosen to walk. And for now, I'm happy to be the destination
I got the
instead
ending
of the
where
journey.
you die.
But only for now.
Oh, but only for now. This is an interesting turn of events. Yay, the end! I win! I'm amazing! Huzzah! Wait, what? What? The internet is telling me there's more than one ending. So, yeah, this is the second try through. We're going to follow what the person says.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, this route is slightly less funny.
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified
Well, I
to find
just
not a
literally
single
died.
person here. He decided he would walk up to see his boss,
I went down the
hoping that
stairs.
he would find an answer there.
Well, I guess I'm going to go up the stairs then.
Coming
Don't
to a
go down the
staircase,
stairs.
Stanley walked
Okay.
upstairs to his boss's
Wait,
office.
go down the stairs and walk out the door, see what happens.
Nah, I'm already upstairs and the door's shut behind me.
Entering his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. It was at this point that he began to feel dizzy
I
and a little
died.
sick, and even thought he might pass out when suddenly he noticed a keypad next to the filing cabinet in the corner of his boss's office. Stanley had never seen this panel before and had no idea what combination of numbers would produce any result. In fact, only Stanley's boss knew this, since the panel withheld access to the boss's greatest, darkest secret, and so he had assigned the keypad a combination that only he could possibly know. The number of his freshman dorm number in college.
My room is so dirty.
1957. But of course,
there's-
Stanley couldn't
There's
possibly
pieces
have
of
known this.
paper everywhere.
Well, I don't know what the code is because I'm Stanley, not someone that, so I'm Stanley.
1957.
I know, but I'm Stanley, so I'm just going to press random buttons to piss off the narrator because it's funny.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the keypad was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 1957.
Finger slipped. One, 9, 5. Whoops.
1957.
I'm gonna go down the elevator.
Huh, I really wonder what this code is. Maybe it is 1. No, maybe it is 1957.
Yet
Oh,
incredibly,
interesting.
by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
I'm
happened to
amazing.
input the correct code by
totally
sheer
knew that
luck.
the code was that.
Amazing.
And totally didn't just
Stanley
listen to the
ventured
narrator
forth
or
into the
anything
newly
like that.
opened passageway.
But, you know,
As he drew deeper into
Going
the
up
bowels
the
of the
elevator,
building,
see what happens.
Stanley had no idea where he was or
Have you
what
been
this
up the
place
elevator
held.
yet?
No,
And just as
I
he
went
began
down
to
the
think he might
elevator,
not
'cause
discover
apparently
a
you can press the
thing,
down button.
he emerged
Yeah.
into a long room to find
I went up.
Monitors!
rows and rows of monitors. Screens
What
were
the heck?
My
above
monitor's
it.
on here.
Oh,
My monitor is on
Stanley
this wall.
noticed, however, that these
Don't
were
go
not
up the
random
elevator.
numbers, but the number of
Okay.
employees who worked in the building.
Don't go up
his
the elevator.
co-workers. Even his own number, 427,
I don't wanna die.
had a place on the wall.
I'm dead.
But why set up so elaborate, he asked. Was this simple surveillance or something even more? And as if in answer to his question, the wall slid open before him, revealing the ultimate truth of the situation.
Cool. This looks...
An enormous control panel, Stanley discovered, but not one that controlled simple machinery. Buttons were labeled with emotions. Happy, sad. Levers and knobs controlled actions. Walking, eating, doing work, or watching TV.
The narrator
Every
is...
input on this device monitored not the functions
kill
of a
me.
machine, but of a human being. And the reality began to sink in. Stanley, like so many other people, reduced to images on a monitor, had been under someone's control, always at the mercy of this machine. Could this have been the only reason employee
Yay!
number 427 was content
Another
with his
narrator
boring
can
job?
save me.
That a machine had altered his emotions to accept
think-
him finally? He began to feel an unbridled rage, and at the peak of his anger, something happened. A spark. Stanley looked up and saw the generator overhead,
What the heck?
still providing some small amount of power to the machine, keeping it alive. And
Is this
knowing
supposed
that
to
this
be in
generator
here?
was all that kept the controls running, Stanley moved to the
I guess.
ladder in the back of the room and began to climb towards the rafters.
This is interesting.
This is more interesting.
Why? What's happened?
The higher Stanley climbed, the closer
Odd.
he felt to freedom, the further from enslavement.
Well, I think this is the second ending that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to just leave it here. So, disable, engage. Looks left, looks right. Enable, yes! Haha, 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 I'm amazing.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the
Okay, now
controls,
to
did you?
leave through this door.
After it kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted?
No.
Control?
Holy crap!
Stanley. Stanley. I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were
I love
meant to
this.
let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you have. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized that he had
Goodbye,
just
everybody.
initiated the network's
Oh god, I
emergency
activated
detonation
the
system.
emergency detonation.
In the event that this machine is activated
Goodbye.
without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating
ended
the
the
entire
recording.
complex. How long until detonation then? Oh, let's make it say, 2 minutes. Now, this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? Go ahead. Play with those controls all you like. The real controls are where I'm sitting. Did you really ever believe you held any power? Did you not think I knew what I was doing? When I erased your co-workers and turned
did
off
you
the
do?
machine, I was offering
I
you
turned
freedom,
the machine back
an
on,
escape.
so
I didn't have to
think
do
I'm
that.
going to die.
I've run
are
this story
going to
many
die.
times, and I don't always set you free.
The
Sometimes you just
narrator
sit
wants to
there,
kill you.
day after day after
let me
day,
out.
doing your job forever, and then dying alone. But when I actually give you the freedom to control your
Do
own
you have
actions,
Black Mesa?
it's not enough.
Yes, I
I
do.
let you go,
Okay.
and you
you have
trapped
Ace of
yourself
Spades?
just the same. You just weren't
Do you have
made to
Ace of
handle this
Spades?
sort of
Yeah, I have
responsibility, I'm afraid.
Can you run it?
But you know
Yep.
what you were
Although
made
not very
for?
well.
Pushing buttons. You get it now? Oh, I'm enjoying this. Tell you what, I'll throw some extra time on the clock just because I'm having so much
Do you want
fun.
to do any other games?
There we go.
Sure,
You
why
see,
not? We can
I
do
want to
something
watch you
fun
for
with that.
every long second you try to
This is
puzzle
Gmod
this
set. Well,
out.
technically.
After
guys,
all, it should make sense,
yeah,
right? The timer, the
this is
nuclear detonation,
meant to be
the
Gmod
mysterious
Set before I
facility,
say
it's all here.
Um,
This is a video
It's not
game.
Half-Life 2 mod. Shut up.
Except
It's
for one
Gmod,
thing there,
technically, in a
hero.
way.
You've got no weapon, no vehicle.
You know what? Screw
You
you
don't
guys.
even...
You don't get to see the ending.